All right, Robin, the next one we're looking at is better lumen maintenance, fuel initial lumens. We've got another chart here, and it shows me that the HID, or the high pressure sodium, or whatever it might be, is actually at 7,500 hours. Is actually it's achieved their minimum light levels already.
Correct. Yeah, because HID does depreciate quite rapidly, and that graph is really good because it does show us where the LED is at the same point in time.
Yeah.
So it's quite a bit higher still, and then you've got the depreciation of it going. The curve going down, and we've had to replace the lamp 3 times.
Yeah.
To maintain what they wanted in their terms of their colour temperature.
Okay.
Right?
So when we look at that white line is we'll say it's a government building, a factory or something like that. The white line that we're looking at there, that's their minimum light levels that they can allow.
Yep.
So whereas one has been replaced at 7,500 hours, we're still at nearly 25,000 hours.
Correct. The true part of that chart is if they wanted to maintain where the white line was, they would have had to change the lamp at 7,500 hours, not at 20,000.
That's right.
So they would have had probably 6 lamp changes.
Yes.
To our one.
Our one. Yeah. So and that's a really important factor because obviously in some of these places that scissor lifts, boom lifts, whatever might be required, and obviously lamps and things like that. This is an interesting one, and I find this one quite good. We're looking at a service station again here, but we had 460 watts per fixture. The next slide that we look at, we've got 150 watts per fixture, and all we've done is we've flicked out the old lights and put in LED lights.
Correct.
That's a huge savings.
Absolutely huge saving. Yeah, it would have been a 400 watt metal halide canopy fitting, and we've now got a 150 LED canopy fitting. But noticeably, the visual acuity of that site is way better now. So it's much brighter. Everything's brighter. You can see the people standing there, the cars, the pumps. It's much more inviting for people to go in, especially single girls in the car that want to fuel up and they're worried about the dark, dingy-looking fuel station. So in terms of improvement, we've saved them nearly 2/3 their power of their lighting in the canopy, but improved it out of sight.
And I think, with cameras and things like that, that would be a real must.
Real must.
Especially with some of the number plates and things like that.
Absolutely, yeah. Picking up the number plates if someone's doing a runner when they fuel up.
So the cost to do that would be paid back quite quickly.
Quite quickly, yeah. Without doing the numbers, I'd say you could repay that probably in about 8 months.
See, that's massive savings because we would have already replaced a couple of those other lamps in that 8-month period straight away.
Yeah.
So just before we were talking about diffusers and things like that, and shades over the old style lights and how much light bounces around and that we lose.
Yep.
Versus how an LED works, and this chart is really, really good at
it is, yeah.
showing that.
It shows the old style light source in the middle of the reflector there. Which they did require a good reflector to get as much of the light from the light source out of the luminaire. So the better the reflector, the better the amount of light, but still, no matter how good the reflector is, you're going to lose around that 30% of just bouncing around in the fitting. Whereas LEDs, you can see on the other part of the slide, it's a direct light source. So all of our light is going in the direction we want it to go. Okay, so and what that doesn't show too is that if you've got that light source within a glass, which a lot of the old HID you then had a transmission factor through the glass as well. So you lost another 10% through the glass.
It's interesting. You look at this chart and you look at HID, it's a 10,000 lumen HID, but the light delivered is only 4,000 lumens.
Yeah.
With the LED, we're looking at a 4,400 lumen LED light fitting, and we're delivering
the same.
4,000 lumens.
Correct.
So we've got a 90% utilisation efficiency,
absolutely,
opposed to a 40%. That's a huge amount of losses when we're talking light fittings.
And it's probably a third of the wattage. So you've got all the wattage savings.
Yes. And that's where the benefits.